Once upon a time, in a small but lively town, there lived a beautiful woman named Ada. Ada was the type of person you couldn't miss if you saw her. She had the perfect smile, a smooth skin that seems to glow in sunlight, and the kind of presence that made everyone stop and look twice. But there was more to Ada than just beauty. She was smart, funny, and a bit of a perfectionist. Ada had a dream, a big one. She wanted to be a social media influencer. Mm, I know this story sounds familiar, right? But wait, this wasn't just any ordinary person who liked posting selfie or sharing a lunch. No, Ada wanted to build a whole empire. She wanted the likes, the share, the comments, and of course the brand deals. That's the goal. She imagined herself traveling the world, receiving gifts, and living the high life. Who wouldn't want that, right? But Ada wasn't all alone in this dream. She had a family, a husband, Chuka, who loved her deeply. They had been married for 5 years and have two beautiful children, a boy and a girl. Chuka wasn't exactly thrilled about Ada's obsession with social media, but he supported her. He was one of those husbands who believed in letting his wife chase her dreams, even if he didn't fully understand it. Abi, true love, right? At first, Ada's social media presence was small, just a few photos of her outfit, just to show off, some of food posts and the occasion family pictures. But as times went on, she began to get serious about it. She started posting more often, sharing not just her life, but her best life. Mm, that was when things started to shift. You know how it goes now. One day, it's just a regular picture of you in your favorite outfit, and the next day, you are getting thousands of likes, comments, and followers. Ada was on fire. She started getting noticed by brands, and soon she was doing sponsored posts left and right. Her followers were growing, and so were the opportunities. But the story take a turn. Ada got a bit carried away. She started posting more and more personal details about her life, her morning routine, her struggle with the kids, even her disagreement with Chuka, which is supposed to be private. At first, Chuka didn't say anything. It was like, if it makes her happy, let her be. But the more Ada posts, the more Chuka started feeling uncomfortable. You know that feeling when your partner does something that's a bit too much but they don't even see it. Ada wasn't just sharing cute pictures anymore. She was sharing the whole world about their private arguments, their tough times with money, and even her deepest insecurities. Oh, I feel so fat today. She did right. Why doesn't Chuka understand me? And I'm struggling to balance it all. Imagine that, sharing your personal struggles with thousands of strangers. At first, it was okay, but then the comments came. Some people were supportive, but others, let's just say, they were ruthless. Ada, your husband is useless, some would comment. If I were him, I would leave you. And some would say, Ada, you deserve better. Chuka noticed all this. Ouch, it hurt him. He started feeling embarrassed and upset, but he didn't say anything because he didn't want to cause a scene. But little by little, the gap between them started to widen. Ada was busy posting photos of her flawless life while Chuka was feeling left out and unappreciated. This wasn't good at all. It was a bright Monday morning, and Ada had finally gotten a sponsored deal from one luxury skincare brand. From one luxury skincare brand. You know those ones that send you a full PR package with rose petals and a handwritten card like you are some princess from Banana Island. She set up her ring light immediately, adjusted her tripod and told the nanny, Please, just keep them busy for 15 minutes. I need to shoot something quick, she said excitedly. The nanny nodded, already owning Ken and Annie. But you know children now, they always have their own secret plans. Ada sat on a velvet chair, fluffed her hair and clicked record. With a soft, sweet voice she began. Hey Bessies! So today I'm showing you my everyday skincare look. This glow is not flatter, it's routine baby. She posed left, posed right, blew kisses at the camera. Behind her, little Ken had somehow escaped from the nanny, crawled to her room and returned wearing a curly wig backward. Yes, so backward, with lipstick in his tiny hands like it was Korean. The boy started screaming nonsense on the living room wall, whispering red flower, red sun, mommy's name. In fact, at some point, he turned to his baby sister and said proudly, this one is Daddy Bum Bum. The wall looked like Satan opened an art gallery. Ada still posting, left and right. It wasn't until Ellen let out a sharp scream of laughter that Ada turned around. Ken! The camera was still rolling. She froze. Ken smiled sweetly and said, see, mommy, I do you fine. Ada just sank into her chair. She looked at her lipstick that now had no cover and was mashed like boiled yam. She ended the recording and sighed, this boy will not kill me. Another day, Ada was in her kitchen. Well, half in, half out. She was holding her phone up with one hand, wearing a pink robe and talking to the camera like she was the goddess of motivation. Good morning, queens, she said. Today is another day to rise and slay. I woke up at 6 a.m., meditated, wrote my goals, and meanwhile, little Ken had woken up hungry. The nanny had gone to buy bread. Daddy was in the shower. And soon the boy took matters into his own hands. He climbed a chair, opened the cupboard, pulled out the Rice Krispies pop and a tin of Milo. He took the apple juice from the fridge because balance is key. Of course, he poured all of it into the dog's bowl. Why? Because he had mommy say last week, we need to be feeling healthy, not junk. Even the dog paused, he sniffed the bowl, looked at Ken like, you good. But the boy clapped and said, eat it, mommy say eat healthy and glow. Just as Ada was saying, this year is my season. I'm no longer splash. She turned just in time to see the dog step into the bowl and sleep. The entire kitchen floor was now a smoothie. Ken, she shouted. Yes, mommy, he said, smiling with pride. Did you feed the dog cereal and juice? He nodded. Healthy, mommy. Ada just dropped her phone and sat on the floor, laughing like a mad woman. She laughed till tears came out. Sometimes the chaos was so real, all she could do was laugh like she wasn't dying inside. After weeks of asking, Ada finally convinced Chuka to do a couple QA video with her. She had seen other creators post it and get thousands of views. So she cleaned the room, set up fake flowers on the bed, lit 2 candles, and even told the kids to stay downstairs with the nanny. She wore her favorite sleek top, eyelashes, lip gloss, blinding brass. No need, it's soft girl season. When Chuka walked in, she paused. He was wearing grey boxers and his faded university t-shirt with the word I survived final year exam printed in peeling letters. Ada blinked. Babe, what's this? What? Chuka asked innocently. You said we're doing questions and answers. Are we going outside? Couldn't you wear at least a polo? She said. He frowned. So because of YouTube, I should now wear suit. It's not that deep now. Ada inhaled deeply, then pressed record. She's left with no choice. Throughout the video, she was smiling and talking, but she was not enjoying it. Worse still, Chuka's answers were like something from a Nollywood comedy. What's your wife's favorite food? Anything that has pepper and small show off. What do you love most about her? She talks so much, but it's funny. Like the radio that can't off. Ada caught the camera midway and muttered under her breath. I will cut you out, she said. She posted the video as Couples Kiwi and removed every scene with Chuka. It was now just her asking questions and answering them herself like Dora the Explorer. The comments were wide. Where is your husband? Why is she talking to herself? Ada just replied, is camera shy? One day, Ada did the worst. She posted a video showing her workout routine, looking all fit and fabulous. Of course, she made sure to wear a cute outfit and added a few dramatic poses, just like the influencers she admired. The video blew up. Brands started reaching out for collaboration. Ada was on top of the world, but the joy was short-lived. As Ada's followers count grew, so did her responsibilities. The messages, the brand deals, the photo shoots, everything seems to be piling up. She was busier than ever. Now I want you to picture this. Ada's house was once a cozy haven, a place where she and Chuka laughed over dinner, played with their kids and talked about their day. But slowly, the atmosphere started to shift. Ada was no longer spending evenings playing board games with her son or helping her daughter with her homework. No, she was glued to her phone, answering emails, filming content, and worrying about which filter made her look glower. We all love a good filter, but at what cost? One day, Chuka came home early from work. He was expecting to walk in and see Ada preparing kids' dinner, maybe with a little coerce in the kitchen. Because let's be honest, that's what happens when you have kids. But instead, he walks in and saw the kids alone, watching cartoon in the living room. The nanny was nowhere to be found. And Ada was locked away in her room, editing a sponsored post from some beauty brand. Where is the nanny? Chuka asked, his voice tight. The little boy came, looked up and said, Mama said we should wait for her to come back from the store. Chuka's face darkened. Mama said, something wasn't right. Ada had promised him she would take time off to be with the kids more. This wasn't the first time this had happened. And truth be told, Chuka has been noticing the gradual distance between them, the emotional, physical, and parenting distance. Not again, Chuka muttered under his breath. He walked down the hallway to Ada's room, knocked once, and then pushed the door open. Ada was sitting on her bed, typing away furiously, headphones on, completely oblivious to the world. Baby, Chuka called softly, but she didn't hear him. Ada, he raised his voice a little. Oh, hey babe, what's up? She replied, looking as if she slanted. Her eyes quickly shifted back to the screen of her phone. I'm almost done, just a few more minutes. Chuka's patience were wearing thin. Don't you think a few more minutes could be spent with your children? I just walked in and found them alone. Ken said the nannies went to the store. Are you really telling me you didn't notice that they were growing up without you? Ada looked at him, a little defensive, but also guilty. She had been so wrapped up in her social media hustle that she didn't even realize how distant she had become from her children. I'll make it up to them later, she said, her voice soft but still distracted. I have this opportunity right now. Don't you understand how important this is? It's my chance to grow. Ada, you don't need to grow at the expense of your family. You've been neglecting them. And me, Ada froze. Me, that it had. She hadn't realized how distant she had been from Chuka's too. They used to sit together, talk, laugh, and sometimes just stare into each other's eyes for a moment of peace. Now, Chuka seemed more like a background character in her life, while her followers, likes, and sponsorship had become the lead role. Chuka, darling, you're very hurting. Ada said quickly, her voice turning cool, a defense mechanism kicking in. I'm still here. I'm still your mother, okay? Are you? Chuka shot back, his voice low but filled with emotion. Are you really? Because the kid haven't had a real conversation with you in days. The nanny is the one who helped Ken with his school project last time. Nanny is the one who takes them to their swimming classes. And don't even get me started on the way you never showed up for dinner anymore. Ada opened her mouth to respond, but no words came out. Her heart sank, it was true. The nanny had taken over her role, and in the process, she had allowed her children to slip away. Her thoughts were interrupted by the sound of her phone buzzing ding ding ding. A notification popped up from her Instagram, a collaboration offer for a huge brand. Ada's eyes lit up. Her heart raced, but it felt hollow. She looked up at Sugar, who stood there, his arms folded, waiting for her to really see the damage she had caused. I have to respond to this, Ada said, her voice trembling slightly, more to herself than to him. She wanted to escape, but wanted to dive back into the world that validated her every move. Not now. Ada, look at me, Chuka said, stepping closer to her, gently taking the phone from her hand. You need to decide what's more important, your family or the world that doesn't even know you. You can't have both, and trust me, your follower will forget you in the blink of an eye, but your children, they will remember you forever, or maybe they won't remember you at all. Ada felt like the ground has been pulled from under her feet. What has she done? She had traded moments with her children for moments with strangers online. She had traded her role as a mother for likes. In that moment, Ada realized that her pursuit of a perfect online life had come at the expense of the very people who loved her unconditionally. Chuka left the room, and Ada sat there staring at the empty space where her phone had been. Her hand shook. That night, she couldn't sleep. Her mind was racing and her heart was heavy. Was it too late to turn things around? Had she already lost her family? The next morning, Ada made a decision. She sat down with her children, apologized for not being present, and promised them that things would change. She told them how much she loved them, how much she wanted to be there for them. She apologized to Chuka. She sat him down, looked him in the eyes, and said, I'm sorry, I got caught up in this whole online world and I forget about the real world. You are more important than any number of followers and I promise to do better. Chuka smiled. I'm glad you see that. Let's work together to find balance. Ada, we can support your dream, but your family comes first. And from that day forward, Ada set boundaries for herself. She would still pursue her passion for social media, but she would do it with her family at the center of it all. She hired someone to manage her posts. She didn't get lost in it all. She stopped oversharing and focused building a positive, authentic presence, one that didn't come at the expense of her children or marriage. Slowly, things started to feel right again. Of course, it wasn't easy. Ada had to juggle her dreams and responsibilities, but she found the balance. Slowly, things began to heal. The bond between her and Chuka grew stronger, and her children started to feel like they were her top priority again. And you know what? Ada's followers, they loved her even more. They respected her for choosing family over fame. She didn't lose her online empire, but she found a way to live with her feet firmly planted in reality. Ada learned that real success isn't measured by followers or likes, but by the people who love you, support you, and stay by your side no matter how many times you slip up. And let me tell you, Chuka, he became the biggest supporter. Not only did he help with the kids, but he started appearing in her videos too. They filmed a day in the life vlog, which was filled with funny moments like Ken trying to organize the living room and giving her father a makeover using all her mom's makeup. The best part, Chuka's business was growing too. With Ada's newfound social media reach, she helped promote his products. People loved seeing their family dynamics and they started sharing their own stories about balancing work, family, and passion. The response was overwhelming. But then, something unexpected happened. One evening, after a family dinner, Ada received a message from a big media outlet. They had been following her journey and wanted her to share her story on their platform. Chuka, my love, she said, barely able to believe it. They want me to speak about how I balance being a social media influencer and a mom. It's a big deal. I'm going on a national TV. National TV, Chuka exclaimed, his eyes wide. Ada, this is huge. The next few weeks, a whirlwind. Ada worked closely with a PR team to prepare for her media appearance, but all the while, she made sure she stayed grounded. The family had weekly offline days where they did go on nature walk, cook together, and simply enjoy being present with one another. She even started a new habit of dedicating the first hour of every morning to family time. No phones, no distraction, just her, Chuka, and the kids. Finally, the day of her national TV interview came. Ada stood backstage, her heart pounded in her chest. Chuka held her hand, giving her that comforting smile. You've got this, Ada. You've always had it in you. Ada nodded, took a deep breath, and walked onto the stage. The host greeted her warmly, and the interview began. Ada shared her story with the world about how she almost lost her family to social media, how she learned the importance of balance, and how the love and support of her family had truly been the key to her success. She talked about being authentic and how finding joy in the small moments made everything worth it. By the end of the interview, the crowd gave her a standing ovation. It was clear that Ada's story had resonated with so many people. When she walked past off the stage, her phone buzzed again. It was an email for a major brand she admired, asking if she would be the face of their upcoming campaign. Ada's eyes sparkled as she looked at Sugar. I guess this is just the beginning, she whispered, her voice full of hope. They both laughed, knowing that Ada had finally found the balance she had been searching for. Her life was more than just a highlight reel now. It was a story of love, growth, and redemption. And her followers, they loved her even more for it. Ada has gone from almost losing everything to building an empire, a family-centered, authentic, and real one. She was living her dream, but this time she didn't have to sacrifice the thing that mattered most. As for the kids, they were thrilled to have their mom back. No more missed moments, no more empty promises. Ada had learned to balance her hustle with her heart, and they all live happily ever after, online and offline. Let's talk about the moral of the story. Your family is not a content calendar. The internet forgets fast, but your family will live with the memory. Not every moment is for sharing, some are for living. If your family and partners are worried, it's not hate, it's love. And please do not abandon your husband and children in the name of content creation. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you seen influencers that take it too far? Would you still post everything if it meant destroying your family? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story. Until next time, this is Story Niger Tales, bringing real stories to touch your soul and make you laugh a little too. Thank you for watching to the end. I really appreciate it. Thank you.